In a vast forest, the mighty lion Leo ruled the kingdom with fear and respect. Everyone trembled in his presence, but the one closest to him wasn't the strongest beast or the cleverest predator. It was a fox named Flick, his trusted advisor and constant companion. One evening, while Leo and Flick were chatting casually, they suddenly heard a loud bellowing sound from a nearby meadow. The noise was coming from a large bull named Bruno. The sound startled Leo, and despite his attempts to remain composed, fear flickered in his eyes. Flick, ever sharp and observant, noticed the lion's unease and calmly said, "Let me go investigate. I'll find out what's going on and return with news." Flick went to the meadow and returned shortly, saying, "My king, there's nothing to fear. The bull's roar is loud, but there is no strength behind it. If you wish, I can bring him to you as a loyal servant." Leo, relieved, agreed to the idea. Flick then went to Bruno, and after gaining his trust, convinced him to meet Leo under the promise of protection. Bruno accepted, and they went together to the lion's den. Upon meeting, Bruno and Leo formed an unexpected bond. They became close friends, and soon enough Bruno became one of the lion's most trusted companions, always by his side. This, however, didn't sit well with Flick. The fox's envy began to grow as he saw his position as the king's closest confidant weakening. Days passed, and Flick vanished from the palace for a while. When he returned, he spoke to Leo in a grave tone. "My lord, I regret to inform you that your friend Bruno is planning to betray you. I overheard him conspiring with some of your soldiers, plotting to take your throne." Startled, Leo asked, "How can you be sure?" Flick replied, "You must observe his behavior carefully. If you notice any changes in his appearance, like his face turning pale or his horns twitching nervously, then you'll know he's up to something." At the same time, Flick went to Bruno and warned him, "You know I've given you my word of safety, but I've come today as a friend. Leo is planning to strike at you. When you see him, his ears will be alert, and his gaze will turn angry. Be cautious." The next day, the two friends met once again, this time in an atmosphere filled with suspicion. Leo observed Bruno carefully, noticing the signs Flick had warned him about. Bruno, in turn, saw the same signs in Leo. Both became paranoid, each thinking the other was ready to strike. In a tragic twist, both leaped at each other, driven by fear and distrust. Bruno was slain by Leo, but the lion did not celebrate his victory. Instead, he sat in sorrow as though something deep inside him had broken. He had lost a trusted friend, not due to any wrong committed, but because of a venomous whisper from a fox who had dressed himself as a friend. Moral of the story: this tale carries a valuable lesson. Never blindly trust someone who speaks ill of a close friend without verifying the truth for yourself. Deceit doesn't only live in the cunning of a fox, it's part of human nature too. Had Leo not listened to Flick, and had he questioned Bruno directly, the tragic outcome could have been avoided. False suspicion, fueled by someone else's words, can lead to real loss. The key is to seek the truth before acting on it. If you found this story meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and write a comment about the lesson you learned.